Hello, hello, everyone. This is our online community of Story Cell. We are a 12-week class that continues through what we call a membership maintenance program or subscription, where everybody just really stays in tune. They're learning and growing and learning all these new features as well as established features in stories. And with that, we're also implementing an online positive presence. So with that, we have a themed word each week. And if you follow me or anybody here on this panel, you know we've been hashtagging journey a lot this week. And so what I'm going to do is allow everybody here, I'm going to tag in the comments, make sure you're following them, you friend them. They are super positive online. And just to show support and love as well, they'll follow you back. And with that, we're just going to share journey, what that word means to us, how we really use the word in our online presence this week to contribute to our audience in a positive way. So stay tuned. I'm going to move everybody out. And we're going to first start with Nancy Conway. Nancy, hashtag journey. Take it away.
Evening, everyone. Thanks, Kiwi, for having me. Oh, yes. I love this week because it brought me back to memories of what my journey has been and where I have started and where I've ended up. It makes me think of what my grandkids' journey is going to be and what I can think of what they're going to be. It makes me think of other people that I don't even know, of me meeting them for the first time, of me being nice and positive to someone because I don't know what their journey is. And everybody, it always reminded me of everybody, the songs of Journey, the band of growing up in the 80s, of our favorite songs and what we used to do growing up. And my husband and I used to date back then. So that brought back a lot of those memories too. So I had a lot of different feelings for the word journey. Back to you, Kibi.
Hey, and before we leave, how long have you and your husband been married? I think you just celebrated an anniversary, right?
We did. We've been together 35 years.
Wow, that's a journey. So good. I think a lot of other folks here on the panel have been married, over 20 years too. We'll kind of highlight that as we do the word journey. I too love the band Journey, and I did a few music stories around that too. And so yeah, completely in alignment with you, Nancy. I love to see other people's journey, where they're headed, where they're going, and that everything's seasonal too. So when you sit back to see where you were, where you're going, everything's in due season as well. Thank you for sharing and being here. All right, next up, we're going to go to Sally. Sally, I think you've been married a while too.
I have almost 30 years.
Wow, and I think you just had an anniversary too.
A couple months ago, yeah.
It's fresh for me. All right. What did hashtag journey mean to you?
Well, the same as Nancy and how you just mentioned the band Journey.
Yeah.
And I guess we're all kind of products of 80s music. But when the hashtag was announced, that was like the first thing that came into my mind was a band. And so I used a lot of the images of album covers from Journey's albums over the years and kind of incorporated that into my different stories this week. And you really can't think about the band Journey without thinking of the lyrics, "Don't Stop Believing," which has everything to do about everyone's journey. Sometimes we're on a certain path, and sometimes it's, we don't feel like we're really getting anywhere. And we just have to remember to not stop believing. And I think it's really interesting, that I immediately had a visual of what I wanted to do with my stories this week. And it really kind of plays into the vision board training that you offer with some of your classes. And, we need to see where we're going, or we're never going to get there. So we have to cast that vision. And so that's what my stories were about this week, celebrating everyone on their journey. So back to you.
I love it. I love it. And you can check out, Sally did a little video with a lot of her stories this week, and you can see the album covers. I seen that. It was so cool. I was like, I should do that, but then I would be copying, and we don't copy. But I did love your stories this week, Sally. Thank you for sharing. Okay, next up, we're going to go to Jane. What did hashtag journey mean to you this week?
Hi, Kibi. Yeah, journey. You know me. I had to be inspirational with the words, so I found a lot of the road less traveled. Just a reminder of how important it is to keep your focus ahead of you and where you've been on your journey. Not that you shouldn't look back and recognize where you've been and how far you may have come, and some of the stumbling blocks along the way. But this week for me specifically it was a very big week of journeys for me. One not so good and another one great. We celebrated my oldest son got married yesterday. So this is his journey and it's part of my journey too. So I love that. And one of the quotes that I used in one of my stories this week, and it struck me because this was something that we talked about in Ruck's Success Through Scripture 2 Sundays ago. Whatever it is you are seeking won't come in the form you are expecting. And I use that as for journey because I think that we all need to keep our eyes open and realize sometimes that things that happen on our journey aren't necessarily what we are expecting. But typically there's a silver lining there. So I'll turn it back to you. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that, Jane. It really goes back to what we focus on, and we can see the good or the bad. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, and congrats to your son and you on the journey. So good.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna now bring in Susie. What did hashtag journey mean to you this week?
Hi, Coach Kibi. Journey for me this week was really a week of reflection on all of the journeys I've been on, my life journey. I found a really nice picture with a little phrase with it that says, it's your road and yours alone. Others will walk with you, but no one can walk it for you. And to me, that resonated because though I've have teachers and mentors and a lot of situations where I've learned from, I have to walk my journey and make the choices. Even if I, like you famously say, scrape your knees, you got to get back up and keep walking. Mm-hmm. So that what hashtag journey meant for me this week.
Oh, so good, Susie. I love that. Yes, and we all fall down. It's the process, right? But it's also good to reflect. I love what you're talking about. Reflect back, celebrate those small wins. And I will see you here soon in 4 Agreements, which is another journey. So I'll bring you back in just a minute. All right, we're going to go next to Diane. Diane, what does hashtag journey mean to you this week?
Hi, Katie. Thanks for having me. Like today, I wrote this. It wasn't anything I looked up. It just kind of came to mind. And it says, today's journey is brought to you by how far your mind can travel. Well, who doesn't sit there and just daydream? Daydreams are journeys, and they're journeys that I think are actually really your dreams of things you want to happen. And that's where your vision board comes in, and you need to have that there to look at. But also journeys, I'm having a great time with my grandkids, going on their journeys with them and kind of living through them, not all the way, but somewhat living through them and the fun that they're having. So that's what journey was for me. So thank you.
Yeah, and you have a weight loss story too. We won't mention like companies or anything, but how much total weight have you lost in your little weight loss journey?
I started at 175 and I am now down to 152.
Almost 20 pounds.
Oh, it's over 20 pounds. 23.
23 pounds. Man, that's so good. I know that's a definite journey when you're working on your health goals and trying to feel better. And in the interim, you're losing weight too. So good. Awesome. All right. I'm going to bring everybody back, and this will be kind of off guard. Nobody knows I was going to ask, but since it's a journey here at Story Sale, which I have 2 other classes, it's interesting with the word journey, because we have 4 Agreements journey, which was really Daryl's idea, because that's what he used before. It was his journey to personal freedom, the journey to finding happiness and joy. But anyway, so with that, I also have Breakthrough Journey. And I feel like Story Cell really is a journey as well. So I want to go around, and if you can share how long you've been in Story Cell. So I know some of you are in maintenance. So just name the month you're in, and then we'll kind of count, because it's 3 months plus whatever month you're in. So we'll start with you, Sally. How many months have you been in this journey, Story Cell?
Oh my gosh, whatever the maximum is. So I think I'm in maintenance week 17 or 18. So
you're in month 17, right?
17, yes.
You're 17. So you've been with us 20 months, almost 2 years. So I want to really share this and celebrate Sally and her commitment, persistence, and consistency. But when you see her stuff, or you see anybody's stuff on the panel, or you're wondering, how are we moving in and out of this video, or how are y'all doing this? We've been at this a long time, scraping our knees, going through the journey. So that's great. You know, when you're looking out here building online, don't compare, because you have no idea what someone has went through, their experience, the training they've invested in, not just monetarily, but their time. So Sally works behind the scenes with us. So she's doing a whole lot. So, but anyway, loving all the stories and videos. All right, Susie, how many months have you been with us?
I'm in maintenance week 12. So over a year.
So you're in month 12.
Yeah, I'm maintenance. 12 in maintenance.
So if you add 3 more months, because you start with 12 weeks and then now you're in month 12, you've been with us 15 months, Susie.
15 months, yes. And it's been fun. I just got in my memories, my very first, some of my first stories, and I'm like, wow, I've come a long way.
Oh, that's so good.
You do grow in this.
You are the queen of reflection, right? You're the queen of reflection. I love that about you, Susie. So good. So good to highlight that too. All right, Nancy, what month are you in?
I am in 12.
So like Susie, you've been with us 15 months. So good. Anything you want to share on that?
It makes you think on your feet. It makes you responsible and reliable to yourself when you're, not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I love it. I love this class. It's gotten me to grow so much, and it just gets me out of my box. So if you're not in it and you don't know anything about stories, I recommend you reaching out to any of us.
Yeah,
back to you.
So good. Thank you, Nancy. All right, Jane, how long you been here?
Well, let's see. I started with Story Cell December of 2019. So all of 2000. So what am I, 12 months or 14 months? 14 months.
So we're in month 12, and then we add 3 months. So
Okay.
you've been 15 months, right?
15 months then. Okay. Yeah. And like Nancy said, it holds you accountable. It you gets you out of your comfort zone, and you definitely will grow. Just doing the small little steps, one after the other, as you layer it on, Kibi, and we learn that way, and it just it's life changing. We're all a product of your positivity by expressing our own, and that becomes a way of life. So I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen. All right, Diane, how many months have you been with us at Story Cell?
I think I'm in month 16 now.
Okay, so going on 19 months if you count the first 3 months. So awesome. Any reflection on that? Have you seen anything in your time hop? I know my stories is starting to show me archived in the past. I don't know if y'all are getting the time hop post, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember we did that word, and I love it. I love seeing anything like that you've seen, Diane.
I can just see where I've grown. Like Nancy said, it's helped me to grow. So, and I'm becoming braver and braver and braver as far as lives go. Doing a live with a group makes it so much easier when you're on your own. I don't know what it is, but it makes it easier. So.
Oh, yeah. Strength in numbers, Diane. Yes, I love that. Okay. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for sharing and openness. This journey, saddle up, like reach out and let us know you'd like more information. See if you're fit for the class. So we hope to speak to you soon. See you next week, y'all.